Alrighty, good afternoon, everybody. Give me 1 second while I'm getting this one a little bit set up. Can get that there. Alright, yeah, okay. So, it's been a while. Tuesday when my stream had to be postponed, or well, not really postponed, canceled per se, because what happened was I got a brand new graphics card, and literally I was like, you know, I need to make sure this thing runs okay. So we're just gonna cancel today's stream so we can be absolutely sure this thing runs without any problems. And so far, everything's working fine. Everything seems to be working okay. And I haven't had any issues with the new thing so far, but hopefully, like, it's not gonna be too much of an issue. So that's all I gotta say about that. Anyway, we got to get back into some Ace Attorney today, so we're going to do that. Give me 1 quick second. Let me get everything set up. And my, oh, perfect timing. My mouse battery is about to die, so give me 1 quick second. Give me 1 second. Let me just put this back to the start screen. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So we're back into this. I got some extra batteries just in case these ones go out too. And so yeah, I think the last time we left off for this case, I believe what happened was we just figured out we broke Adrian Andrews's Cyclops, and so we're about to find out. Oh, 1 second. There we go. Just want to fix that. Keep the camera just a bit. Okay, so we just figured out Adrian Andrews is we just broke her Cyclops, and so now we're about to find out all we need to know about this current case. So let's get back into it. And I hope the audio level is okay for you guys. I can't tell. Not that I don't have anything to monitor it. It's just a bit hard because when I oh wait. Oh, that's right. We already got to the court case. That's right. My bad. Because when I redid my computer, some things got out of whack. So maybe the audio issue. So just let me know how it is. Okay. But just increase my end a little bit. There we go. I think this should be okay for you guys. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay. Hey, Nick! What is it this time? You won't believe how many people are here for the trial. Well, it is a murder case. What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door. Next door? Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmy's trial today. I can imagine just like, why don't you know this, Nick? Fine. They're having Detective Atmy's trial today. You got that, Nick? You got that? Okay, let's do it. Detective Atmy? They say they're going to try him as Mask the Mask. Already? That was fast. Boy, I'd love to see Master Mask's trial. I know. By the way, where's Pearls? Oh, she went back home. She says she can't neglect her training anymore. I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh? Yeah, ever since that incident last year. Why is she saying that with that kind of face? It's this like, Maya, no! That's not something, it's like, oh god, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. But Mash is like, yeah, ever since that incident last year. You remember that, Nick? I don't, but I know you do. It's like this terrifying. Oh my gosh, I gotta go. Please, don't ignore me! Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. No one likes me. No one would notice me, even if I killed someone. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec. You don't mean you're the murderer? No! I'm just a poor thief! No, wait, that's not right. A thief really can't really be poor. This man. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to help to him to help. Let me say that again. Plans that someone had been sending to help him to help him commit these heists. Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murderer, Nick? It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock. Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. I'm afraid that's not an option. Huh? Why not, Nick? That's what I always do when I murder somebody. Actually, Nick, erase that from your memory. Here, I'll help you. Clear. Like the sunglasses. Men in black. So, do you remember that, Nick? Remember what? Perfect. Oh, there's Coffee Man again.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak.
Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot.
Sorry. Ugh. Okay, there we go. So, let's get back into it. Also, my lord, like, Godot, I love the guy. He's a great character. He's also a good thing to have a sense, as opposed to Mr. High-Pitched Mr. Pain, but holy crap. Godot is just like, can I have like some of his coffee, please? Actually, you know what? I have coffee here. Give me 1 second. Anyway. Ugh. He's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again. Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all.
I don't understand. I have a pea brain in my brain. I'm afraid I...
Yeah, same. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about too, man.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot.
Then you need to get up. Oh, shut up! You need to stop drinking so much coffee. You're gonna have a heart attack someday. Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
No, not at all. Yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the. Let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Interesting, actually, very interesting.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security.
What is it like, Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion?
His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
I'm not a kitten. Yeah. Very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee. Sorry, I had a little too much coffee in my throat. Let me say that again. I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, is your witness a cup of coffee?
Yes, Your Honor. Here, it's Godot blend number 159. Now, speak, sir. Yes. Yes. My case rests, Your Honor.
Everyone's just like,
Bro, really?
and the judge goes, okay, that's a convincing statement.
And everyone's just like, is this trial actually happening? Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ronzalite, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Huh. You've got guts, Trite.
All right then, Mr. Rondelite, please take the stand.
Okay. What do you mean take the stand? He was already there. You did it, didn't you? Yes. What? Huh? No. That's not true. I remember when I played this for the first time, I was like, are you kidding me? What do you mean you're admitting to it?
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the...
Yes! I remember this moment now. Oh god, I missed this moment here.
For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. Oh god, I need to take a break. Woo! Okay, let me catch my breath for a second. Okay, let me do that again. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making. And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Oh, Jesus. Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security? Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
You are not going home. Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened. Come on, defendant, testify. Testify now.
Okay. That evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I had been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
Well, that was easy. Well, guilty. 1 a.m., the exact time when the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. Ha! It's bitter today too, just like my destiny. You never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination if you please.
Oh boy, here we go. I like to see you do this right. Oh, believe me, I believe we'll get to the end of it, Godot. 1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that? Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow and my internal clock was also a bit...
1 a.m. That's it. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure. Oh boy, we're gonna play into his hand, aren't we? One second. Okay, let's do it again. It ordered you there. It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or take that. Take that. Take that. That's what I like to say. Why don't you save those for later? Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say anymore. That's what I like to do. It's like for this one, it's like, why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say anymore. Now, what should I do? So what did the blackmail letter in question say? It said to bring $50,000. Money, huh? A perfect motive for committing murder. Wait, I always have to do this when the word murder comes up. A perfect motive for committing murder. Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh? Is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir. A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. That is very true. The blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Shall we read it to be sure? Hey, Ronnie boy. Hate to break it to you, but you kind of have already a threat in there. I hate to be that kind of person. Nope. Sorry, I forgot to press the statement. Thank God I saved. I forgot to press the statement. Whoops. Let's do it again. My bad. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said, if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask to mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me. So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was mask to mask. That's why I knew they were just hollow threats.
Interesting.
Okay. You used to be a security chief for KB Security, right? Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You!
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge. A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job. Well, the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that. Okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? He's like, come again. KB Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief, you stole some data and sold it. Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I never asked that. Yep, me neither. I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good. Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that. He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worst. For the worst, crashed and blew up. Yep. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. Wait, didn't Desiree say something else? Okay. Let's see if there's anything else we can ask him. Okay. Nope, we can't. Frick. Okay, well, I think I'm kind of screwed. Okay, so now that we have all this information, we need to figure out what the thing was. Okay, got those ones. What did it have to say? Okay. So, we got that. So, we need to figure out what contradicts what he said. Okay. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby. What else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! So Miss Light doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure who to think of. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. This case has gone even my to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? Sounds like he's avoiding something. At least that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh. I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Okay. So I think we may need to present Desiree as something. I feel like that's what it is, because like let me see. I think okay, let's save here. I feel like I have to present Desiree here. Let me try it. I was right. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret. There we go. Oh.
A certain person.
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. What? But listen to me. My Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sat back and relaxed, the fun will end before it truly begins.
Ugh, get down.
Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh.
No, everything is falling neatly into place for him. Don't talk about my Desi like that, or you'll be sorry.
Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. My God, exactly. At this point, I was like, holy crap. Like, we're already, like, it's actually really interesting. Like, it is 20 minutes into this thing, because I'm actually just looking at the time, but holy crap. 20 minutes in, and we already have, like, a case that we're losing. I don't know about you guys, but this is way too much for Phoenix to handle. Can he go on a nice Hawaiian vacation after this?
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
The motive is clear. Let's move on.
Ugh.
What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. Okay. Well, I don't have ears. I just have his hair. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
I see. Suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Mask the Mask struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie.
Huh. No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked!
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot.
I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe he did. I don't know. I'm just rolling with the punches here.
Who was this suspicious shadow? If there were 1,000 of me, if there were 1,000 of me, and if even one knew, I'd tell you. Trust me. He's dodging all of our questions. His dodging all of our questions is not helping us win this case. Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Bullard at the time? What do you mean by how was he? Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
Forget it.
Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed.
Your forehead?
Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit, so I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself.
Like, grabs him and shoves him against the stand like, tell me everything you know!
I don't know anything else, Mr. Right. Please stop yelling at me. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. Tell me everything you know. I don't know. That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to? Why, the mask costume, of course.
But wait just a moment. Mask to mask.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Mask to Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KP Security.
What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either. Even I didn't know about that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep his secrets. I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know how sometimes things just slip your mind? My 6th cup of coffee is staring at me coldly.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Mask to Mask costume. I think we need to present the photo. I always save just to be sure, because you can never be too sure with this. Nope, I was right. Knew it. Okay. Okay. Why were you dressed up as Mask to Mask? Why, because I'm Mask to Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Mask to Mask trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at that time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Mask to Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected.
Took a lot longer?
What is he talking about? Now we gotta what do you mean wait and see? What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
What?
I don't. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, give me 1 quick second here. Let me just put this back to the camera. Kiddo, I don't understand any of your metaphors or anything like that. What are you trying to convey in your things, man? It doesn't make. It's like what's that one movie? Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. It's like it's like Flint Lockwood's dad trying to do fish metaphors, and like you can kind of get it, but if you don't really get it, it's like, what? I don't get what you're trying to say, man. What are you trying to say to me? It doesn't make sense. Oh god, like if I have to get another freaking coffee metaphor or another metaphor at all, that I'm like, can you stop talking in metaphors and actually speak like English? For God's sake, this is not helping anybody. Like, I know you're trying to sound smart, but that's not how you're supposed to do it. Anyway, back to the trial at hand. literally trial that hand. Okay, let's go. The answer is simple. When they take them off.
As usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Exactly. Dumb it down for the judge, please. Thank you. Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? So you're not as stupid as you look. That's brave to be coming from your mouth. His metaphor this time was really obscure. Thank you.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
It's like,
Mr. Wright, you don't mean to say that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes.
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir. Uh-oh. Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair-weather judge. I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Let's see. Is there like a safe record or something? I wish we had like something like that had like the safe. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. That's not exactly what I meant. When I saw that corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find his corpse, they'll think I did it. I think you had a simpler reason than that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
That certainly makes more sense.
Hold on. 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, why would you normally try to hide the body and spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstances? Oh. Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it. I'll take a look at the court record. That's right. I do know the buzzer record. The buzzer had to be a thing. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay, I knew I had to do the buzzer record somewhere. So now we get to use it. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. They hit the ground running. Did it make sense not to lift for fun? Your head gets smart. Your brain gets smart, but your head just gets dumb. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Von Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Huh. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But, as it turns out, the guard never came. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser. Imagine like it's like Larry's in the gallery, like, just because the security guard is a pathetic loser. Hey, Nick! Hey, Nick, what the hell are you talking about, man? Great. Now we just want to like pop. Like I just wanted to like pop up right behind Nick, and just going like, "Hey, Nick, what the hell?" Okay, sorry about that. Let's get back into it. Who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend, and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity, was not something Mr. Delight could have known. Ha! Again, remember who we're dealing with here. It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. This buzzer is extremely loud. There's no way he could have ignored something like that. Imagine like the judge is like every time they go objection, 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 objection. Stop it right now in my courtroom. His neck must be like very like might be on the verge of like snapping off at this point. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterward. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court.
Mr. Wright, this is preposterous. It was this kid, Ron Delight. He is the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. Ah! I'm getting a phone call. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that. My dad called. I'm still in character, Jesus. Yeah, sorry. My dad had to ask me a quick question. Sorry about that. Okay, back to it.
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzer himself.
I think was it a death instantaneous?
What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene. But how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? I don't think we can yet. Just to be on the safe side. I don't think we can just yet. Well, let's do that. We don't have enough evidence. I don't think we have to wait. The defense admits there is no evidence to the contrary. It is possible that the victim himself sounded the buzzer. Possible. More like definite, Mr. Trite.
Which means only 2 people were there at the crime scene, after all.
The victim, Kane Bullard, and his killer, Mr. Delight. Come on, Nick. If you can't prove that the real killer was there, this trial is as good as finished. Okay, no we can't. Okay, we had to do it. I guess I need to show some sort of evidence after all. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. Oh yeah, I am a dum-dum. I am a dum-dum. There's no fingerprints on it. I believe this is the piece of evidence. This piece of... Let me try that again. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ha. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you to say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind. Ron's a light. Obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask to Mask. And Mask to Mask always wears gloves. What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order! Order! Order!
It would seem I've been forced to eat crow. I love it. Okay, this is times like this where I love Maya having next to me because this is great. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? Shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger? What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're onto you, Nick. Yeah, no shit, Maya. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond,
Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then. Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
Well, they obviously get security. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Ha! What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the third person, the real killer, who strangely looks like at me, even though I can't really tell who it is.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think I was the murderer! Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. Give me another second.
Order, order, order!
Ha! It would seem. I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Max, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're going to drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proofs yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB's security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
Well, it's kind of obvious, Your Honor. It was Pearl. Pearl was the real killer all along. Imagine it was something very crazy. Like imagine it was Desiree who killed Bullard for some reason. Jesus Christ, I can't even imagine how that would be. Detective Luke Atme. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective Luke Atme?
You mean Mask the Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Mask the Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order, order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
And please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Atme confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as Mask the Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty.
Mask the Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Mask the Mask was Luke Atme's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict as an alibi.
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
Hammer time. Dun, 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 dun. For Luke Atme's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that a detective was the one who committed the murder. Huh?
Mr. Luke Atme's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and failed to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this? Huh. I bet it's only as good. I bet it's only good when your life's the ante. Mr. Wright, I believe in you. Mr. Delight. So please, I'm begging you! Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Yes, I could. Phoenix. Huh? What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. Or your client take the path of trust. That voice. It sounds like Mia. Oh, Mia, I miss you. Wow, Phoenix. I didn't think you'd be this. I didn't think you missed me this much. Jesus Christ. No, I need to be. I miss Mia so much now. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess. Ha! So that's your answer, huh?
Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atme to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor. Woo! We did it.
Well, Sir Detective Acme.
Oh, no. Oh, no! They're close! Their two voices are too close to each other! Fuck! Okay. Okay, let me get this under control.
Well, Sir Detective Acme. I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Acme, you were the one who...
Oh my god, they're too close! They're too close!
Oh no, Sir Detective Acme, you were the one who...
That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Luke Atme.
They're about to find him not guilty. There we go. Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, huh? Oh,
My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law, and I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
Accusation? You accuse Mask Damask.
That man is not Mask Damask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
what?
Okay, there we go. Woo, okay, we got that part done. Now we got to get into this part of it. Save it here. All right, now let's go on to the next part of the case. Okay.
My sis? My sis?
I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive inside your heart. Oh, you must have loved her, Nick.
No, Maya, you're getting the wrong idea. I actually like Edgeworth a little more than Mia, so I'm not really sure how to break this to you. Nicky boy! Oh, Mr. Light. Is it true that detective is the real killer? To be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it. But wasn't he at Lord Lee Taylor that night?
Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullard?
Oops, it's almost time. It's like, oh wow, would you look at the time? We gotta go, Maya. Ignore that, Maya, we gotta get going. I need to find some solid proof. Very solid proof. Long and hard proof. God damn it. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later. Okay, here we go.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when it would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask Damask.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since 10 o'clock this morning. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask Damask.
Indeed, it's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, They even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are, in fact, Mask the Mask.
Of course.
Interesting red diamond. I wonder where we've seen that before.
Very well then, look at me. Let us begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry. I would not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks.
All right, Mr. Atme. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. I was stealing the urn as Mask the Mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured Mask the Mask was the same time as the murder.
It seems the main point of discussion would be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Even the great Mask the Mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Atme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool. You fool.
I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick. The only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Alrighty. So let's see, what do I do for this one? Okay, so that's all the things. Now we need to find proof. Okay, so we have. I just need to get all the evidence. Okay. Okay, let's keep going. Start from the beginning. So this photograph is the proof, correct?
Indeed it is. And the man in the photo is certainly wearing a mask. That is why I am called Mask the Mask.
But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean?
Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atme? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask the Mask to create an alibi?
Aha! What an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke Atme, had an accomplice?
No, let's not do it. If Luke Atme was at KB Security during the murder, then the Mask the Mask in this picture has to be a fake. Then there really was an accomplice. But right now, I have no idea who it was. I don't have any idea right now either. Baseless objections are just what that guy wants. There's got to be another way, and I'm going to find it. Yeah, I don't think that was the right thing to do. I haven't played this in a while, so I don't remember. So let me keep going. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lord Lee Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Why, thank you. Yes, evil is what I am. Hey, Nick. Isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct? Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime? When you think about it, it's really odd. You say that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose. He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up. We all have days like that.
Indeed. It turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime at all. After all, life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody.
It looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's gotta be something phony in that photo. Let's see. Let's take a, okay. They keep bringing up the photo. Let me see what's actually in it. I think I kind of see what it is. I can't tell exactly though. Wait, hold up. Okay, let me just press one more time. About the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now. It's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lord Lee Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lord Lee Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
It looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So, this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual.
There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Okay, so let me take a look who could be an accomplice. I'm pretty sure there was. Again, it's been a while, but I think it may have been Andrews. I want to say. Can't really say for sure. But he has dirt on her. He knows that she dropped it. So he would probably blackmail her. So, let's try it. Okay, let's do it.
Indeed it is. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf, Luke Atme, had an accomplice?
If Luke Atme was at KB Security during the murder, excuse me, then the mask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly. You had an accomplice. Now remember, you've said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're making baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself. That penalty is probably boiling hot, too. So who is it, Mr. Trite? Who was the accomplice? Let's do it. It was this person. Huh. That's quite the prank you're trying to pull. Yeah, I knew it. Frick. Okay, back to the matter at hand. Let's try it again. Whoops. Okay. So who could be the accomplice then? If we had to pick one. Jeez, it's kind of hard though, because like, I'm trying to think. Okay, the thing is, I know for a fact, like there's something like, okay, if it's not an accomplice, it had to be somebody else. It had to be something else. Time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, turned out to be my witness. The time, blah blah blah. More than enough time. It was a pathetically easy job. Okay, so if he had an accomplice, which can't be the truth. Let me see. Can't be Gumshoe, that's not him. Can't be Ron, because he was there. Can't be Desiree, she wouldn't do that with him. No. Oh boy, this is kind of hard. Hi, Psychoda. Welcome back in. Everything's going good. Everything's going good. Everything's going good on my end. How's your day going? Oh, jeez. Everything. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh, hopefully, I hope that's been going well for you. Let's see here. Oh, Jesus Christ in heaven. What do I do? Okay. So, just so you know, for the past hour, we just accused this man again of being, but this time we're framing him as the actual murderer of Kane Bullard. So right now, we're trying to figure out how to incriminate him. But what evidence can I use to prove that he was it? Exactly. Okay. There can't be an accomplice. So the photo itself has to be a fake. If you had an accomplice, I don't think we have one, though. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Blah blah blah. Wait, let's see if we can do that.
Objection.
Okay. Let's create an alibi.
Aha! It's the idea. Are you saying that I lone wolf? Look at me.
Let's just save here because I don't want to go through the entire thing all over again. But actually, we'll do it right down here just to be safe. I don't want to overwrite my old data. Okay. If Luke Atme was at KB Security during the murder, then the mask demask in this picture has to be a fake. Exactly. You had an accomplice. Now remember, you said that, Mr. Trite, because there's no going back. If you're making baseless claims, I'll treat you to a penalty myself. That penalty is probably boiling hot too. So who was it, Mr. Trite? Who was the accomplice? Okay, the only ones who would help him are Adrian Andrews. Well, let's try Rondalite. Why not? Nope. Figure. It was this person? Huh. That's quite the prank you're trying to pull. Do you have any evidence that this person is in fact the accomplice? Well, the aura that this person has. Yep, I figured. Okay. Jumped the gun at that one. Okay, okay, so I knew that was gonna work. I just had to do it, and I did. I also did know that I also did know that Andrews wasn't gonna work either because I tried her already. So I don't think anyone could be in his accomplice. We need to figure out that so there's two things we have to prove. We have to either prove that the damask in this photo is fake, or the photo itself is a fake. We need to prove that. Let's see. The warehouse camera went off once at around 1 a.m. on the night of the crime. Okay. Give me one quick second. Shouldn't that thing be covered in paint by now or something? Okay. I am really trying to figure this out, guys, because this is actually kind of hard. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is. Okay, here's the thing. So, if we can't figure out an accomplice, because let's look at this. So the picture of Damask is very, very slender. Only people who fit that description are Luke at me, Ron Delight, Desiree Delight, and Adrian Andrews. Larry wouldn't do it. Plus, these two have facial hair, so they wouldn't help. He's too fat, and also he's dead at the time. Adrian Andrews, I already tried her. She can't be an accomplice because she wouldn't do it. Desiree doesn't really know Luke at me that well, and she wouldn't have done it. Ron Delight, for sure, it was at Cape Security. And then obviously Gumshoe wouldn't work either. So the only people who would fit the description are Luke at me and Ron Delight. But Ron Delight wasn't there. He was at Cape Security at the time of the murder. At the time of this, and then Luke at me is obviously there. He has an alibi if we do that. So I don't think that he's an accomplice. He has an accomplice. I think it should be that the photo itself is the problem. Let's be sure though. And let me go through that again. It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security. But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are two possibilities. Either the mask in the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Okay. Okay, I think it's the photo that's the actual problem. Give me 1 second. Let me try this. Let me try this one here, just to be on the safe side. Nope, didn't work. I thought the paint stains was gonna help me, but it didn't. Okay. So now that we lost that one, a time in which mask. I have more than enough time to prepare. It was actually a pathetically easy job. Let's see what he has to say for this one again. I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lord Lee Taylor 10 days before the heist. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see. You truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes, evil is what I am.
Hey Nick, isn't there something odd about this? Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lord Lee Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona. You know, that's true. It is kind of odd. Okay. Okay. Okay, give me one quick second. I need to run to the bathroom real quick. Give me a quick minute. I'll be right back. Enjoy this elevator music if you like. All right, let's get back into it. Okay. So, where were we? We needed to... Okay, we already pressed that statement. And we know for sure that this has to be a fake, right? Because, because it's missing the paint. It's right here. It has to be. So give me a second. And but there's not an accomplice. So, oh god, this is hurting my brain. Let me do it again. So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here, is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime. Surely even you understand by now.
Lord Lee Taylor provided the camera. There's no way I could have tampered with it. That means I could not have killed King
Oh my god. I forgot this happens in this game. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm like, what is all this new dialogue? And I'm like, So, the thing about this game series is that not only do you have to press statements, sometimes you have to press them twice to get the new information. And now I remembered where the evidence takes place, where I can use it. I had to press the statement again to get going. I wasted 5-10 minutes on this crap. Because I'm like, what's all this new dialogue? And then it hit me. I was like, oh my god, I had to press statements again. I had to do it all over again, of course.
That means I could not have killed Kane Bullet unless I had an accomplice. Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's got to be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture?
You bet there is. Let's go. Wrong button.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. And there's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night.
Very well. Then let's hear what you have to say.
Excuse me. What about this photograph do you find funny? Let's read this. The funny part is right here.
Why? This is a bloodstain.
Judge! I swear to God.
Why this is a blood stain. The blood. Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint. it's like, not exactly. This stain is actually pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches. The judge sure loves going on his wild tangents. Literally. This judge, I can't deal with him anymore. The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement of the base. I'm sorry, let me do that again. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. It turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
The statue. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following. Well, there is a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I myself was there the night the theft took place, and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then the statue should have been there. But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting up in the corner.
Perhaps it was somehow pushed there. Perhaps it was somehow pushed there accidentally.
Your Honor, this statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy.
Well, excuse me, Mr. Wright. I'm trying to lose weight here.
It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance. In that case, can you prove it? Can you give us the rhyme and reason as to why that statue was moved that night? Can you do it, Nick? Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you are prepared with your answer.
Of course, Your Honor. Give me 1 second while I save my progress.
Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
Oh, no, wrong button. Wrong button. Sorry, my bad. I meant to click the thing. Sorry. I meant to click R and I hit enter again. I mean, not enter. I hit the E button by accident. Okay, now I'll be sure. It has to be Luke at me. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke at me.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke at me. You pretended to be Mask to Mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. You were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw.
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Just where in this picture does the lie exist? Is it the time? Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor, when was the statue placed beside the warehouse door?
Well,
the statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime, and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint. Exactly. Luke Atme had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim, and so in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place. What the? Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the warehouse, basement warehouse yet.
Ah, I still don't get it.
So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Atme must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak. What does that sound? Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down and placed where it wasn't supposed to be. And that is why Luke Atme had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in his photo.
Order, order! Mr. Atme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
It's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage that data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Order, order! Mr. Godot, what is the meaning of this?
Stop drinking coffee.
Godot, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup. I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial, which means I'm still good till the last drop.
However, the defense has a very good point.
A good point? So what? We are all but travelers on the road of infinite points. Enough of the metaphors! I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied. Which is? That it's only a possibility. Men that are trapped by the chains of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor! Hey, Mr. Damask. Yes? If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony about your plan to steal the sacred urn.
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in the box, and Zavari! It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time. At 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Yeah, but we will find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information you gave.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Zavari!
Very well then. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
Okay, here we go again.
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in the box in Zavari. It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime.
So you're sure that you had never seen the urn before?
Indeed. You may ask Lady Andrews to confirm yours for yourself. My security was focused entirely on the entrance to that warehouse. However, look at me, let no information whatsoever slip through my fingers.
It's pretty much worthless. You mean this calling card?
That's right. That is without a doubt my calling card.
I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him.
I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly.
Then no one entered the basement warehouse.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
And this is the photo that proves that, huh?
Indeed. To be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey Nick, if this photo is a fake, Detective Atme might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record. Not a lot to go on, is there? That detective's been covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in this cross-examination. That he took this photo well before the actual night of the crime. Alright then, how do we do that? There's one thing that Atme stated very clearly. That he had never seen the urn before he stole it. We need to prove that he's lying. When was it stolen? Let me try this one here. Let me see if this works. I probably won't work.
To the warehouse.
Nope, knew it. Really? Text it tonight. Yeah, okay, figured. Okay. Okay, so we got 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box and Safari was sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was... First time, no. You have to prove that he didn't do it. You mean this box?
Yes, that pathetic box. Lady Andrews was especially taken with that urn, and she wouldn't let anyone enter the storeroom, not even me.
Huh. Interesting new tidbit. Okay, so let me... Oh. Okay, go. Let's try this one. You were asked to guard the urn by Miss Adrian Andrews, is that right?
Indeed, it seemed that they had heard of my sparkling reputation.
I see Miss Andrews is still attracting the weirdos. You better watch out too, Maya. Poor Maya. So you've never seen the urn before?
Indeed, you may ask Lady Andrews to confirm that for yourself. My security is focused to tell you on the entrance to the warehouse. However, he looks like me.
You mean this calling card?
That's right. That is, without any doubt, my calling card.
I guess Mr. Delight didn't make this after all. Of course, because Atme knew about the emblem. Making this card authentic would have been child's play for him.
I then handled security by myself to ensure that the crime would go smoothly.
Then no one entered the basement warehouse.
Unfortunately, there were many different treasures being taken there. Thus, for a period of approximately 5 days, people were indeed going in and out of the warehouse. At last, I held the urn in my hand for the first time. October 12th.
This photo proves it, huh?
Indeed, to be honest, even if a photo was taken, I didn't think it would matter terribly much.
Hey Nick, if this photo is a fake, 827 songs in your playlist. Jesus Christ, that's a feat in and of itself. Props to you. Good job. I barely have more than 20 in any given playlist. Detective Atme might have stolen the urn whenever this was taken. That's true. You know, he's been saying that he never saw the urn until that night. If we can prove that he's lying there, we can wrap this up. We can wrap this up and put a bow on it. I need to take a good hard look at the court record. Not on go on, is there? I'm covering his tracks. There's only one thing we need to prove in cross-examination. They took this photo well before the actual crime.
Alright then. How do we do that? There's one thing that Abby stated very clearly, that he had never seen the urn before he stole it. We need to prove that he's lying. I'm just gonna throw a bunch of bullshit in here at this point. I don't even know anymore. Okay. So let's try this. Let's try the poster for Christ's sake. Yep, not gonna work. Figured. Maybe. Oh, gee. You're gonna go to 1,111. My Lord Jesus Christ in heaven, you're a brave, brave soul. Okay, so I wasn't at, okay. We need to prove that he did see it on the night before the night of the crime. This is broken 2 weeks before. No. What is it though? I'm trying to remember what it was. Because, okay. I knew it was the same God church. I last held it in my hands for the first time. Okay. He's lying about this one. We have to have, okay, what's the proof that he did see it before that night? Okay, so we have for sure, what we know for sure is that this was, I feel you on that one, Psychoda. I feel like I shouldn't probably doing this on too empty of a stomach, but I'm like, I gotta keep going here. I have to remember what happened in this case. Okay, so we need to have proof that shows that he saw the thing before the crime happened. Okay, so broken. So we know this was broken 2 weeks before, and the paint is in the crime photo. Okay, so it's there for sure. Oh, Jesus Christ, what's the thing? What is it? Okay, so let me look at this testimony real quick. I handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. I held the urn the first time on October 12th. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent it my card 10 days beforehand. And I was actually unable to see it again. Okay, let me go backwards. Okay, so the first one is I first received the request 10 days ago. Urn was placed in a box and Savari was sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. Okay, so if he couldn't see it till the day of the crime, he's lying about that. But what is in our court, in our evidence that proves the contrary?
Oh, this is a tough one because we know for sure that this. Okay, we know for sure that he's lying, obviously. But what inner thing? I forgot what it was. Okay. From the mask, second heist on. Yeah, this is a tough one because, God, even though I did play this case, I forgot what happens. I forgot like what the evidence was. Treasure. So I sent my card 10 days beforehand. Yes, it has to do with her, but at the same time, if we argue that he, like, here's the thing: if we say that, oh, you couldn't have seen, you could have seen it beforehand. You got your letter 20 days before. You were requested and you were hired 20 days before. But and you say you didn't see it until the day of the crime. Well, the thing here is like look at the paint. It's right there. He could argue that, oh, that was, yes, it was already there, but that doesn't prove that I didn't see it on the night before. So it's kind of hard to tell. At the same time, though, it's like, he was requested 20 days before. Okay, request loaded to about 20 days ago. So 20 days ago, that's when he started. The urn was placed in a box, and Zavari, it was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself till the day of the crime. I knew it was extremely, so I sent. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th. I then handled security myself. Oh, Jesus Christ. I should know this. I should know this. Okay. I'm trying to think. What could be? What could be the thing? Okay, none of this stuff that has to do with that. It has to do with anything relating to this. Dropped the urn box and broken and repaired by Adrian Andrews 2 weeks ago. Then replaced in the box, kept that aside. I know it can't be the urn itself. I don't know, like I'm literally pulling at strings here. It's hard because like I'm literally trying to think what could be the thing. Because Lord, we know that he was okay, so we know that he's lying about it. But the problem is, how do we prove that he's lying? Let me see the court record. Oh God. Sorry, getting a text right now. Okay, there's that one. Okay. Sorry about that. Get my stream manager back up. Okay. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. Hold up. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. If you look at the calling card, it says here, take good care of the speckled urn, won't you? But if you look at the thing, it's not speckled. So how could he know that the urn is speckled? How could he know that? If it was in the box. I think this is it. There it is. That was it.
Mr. Atme, if you really are a masked mask, then you also wrote this calling card, correct? But of course. Is there a problem with that calling card? Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Masked Mask had written. Take good care of the speckled urn. Now the speckled here surely refers to the pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. But so what?
Truth be told, there is no way that Masked Mask could have known about this pattern. What do you mean? This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lord Lee Taylor. I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say, an error-prone human. Oh, okay, that was a bit too far, Phoenix. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn. You can't be serious. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern, which means Detective Atme had seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, your alibi for the night of the murder no longer holds water. Oh, thank God. Took forever.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
All right, that did it. He's broken. Nick, I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. Huh? Huh. It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Masked Mask. And now we're calling him a murderer. You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
That's a good point.
No way! Don't fall for that, Your Honor. You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Kane Bullard. Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that? An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright. Motive. Might you my merry murderer's motive manifest? Nick, he's getting a second wind.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime in under light, as you say, He must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron the Light. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed. According to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Old-Timer.
They're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious. Despite our lack of hard information, this may be our only chance.
I, Luke Atney, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask the Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron the Light. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask the Mask. That is why Mr. Delight saw fit to kill Kane Bullard. Truly a tragedy.
So the victim, Kane Bullard, blackmailed the defendant.
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. A handwriting test confirms that Mr. Bullard was indeed the one who wrote the letter. What? Blackmail letter updated in the court record.
Very well, Mr. Wright. Begin your cross-examination.
I, Luke, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever.
And who in the world is going to prove that? I will.
Huh?
After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atney and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Mask the Mask and simply mistook who he was.
Mistook.
That's right, mistook, from the Old Norse mistoka, meaning to take an error.
That wasn't what I meant.
Just who did the victim mistake Mask the Mask to be?
Why, the answer is obvious. Ron the Light, of course.
Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Mask the Mask?
Don't you already know that? Savari, take a look at this newspaper.
Oh, that's the famous Tear of Emanon, a magnificent jewel.
That photo shows a magnificent detective as well, does it not? Furthermore, it also shows an ugly god, namely the defendant.
The defendant?
The victim clearly misread this article in Savari. He got the wrong impression. The impression that this ugly security guard was in fact Mask the Mask.
I see.
That was an unusually reasonable deduction.
It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron the Light.
You mean this blackmail letter right here?
It says, bring $50,000.
And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's. There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an address C on this letter anywhere.
An address C. This letter was discovered in Ron Delight's apartment. And Mr. Delight did show up at the designated place and time. The fact that there is no address C is irrelevant. I wonder. What's up, Nick? I just had a thought. What if that blackmail letter wasn't meant for Mr. Delight? Wow! Do you have any evidence of that? For some reason, I just can't shake the feeling that there's something not quite right about this blackmail letter.
Well, everyone, are you quite satisfied? And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal.
What do you mean by that?
Oh my, I was certain you were already aware. Savari!
KV Security has a lot of security info on all sorts of companies, and since I was a security team chief, I stole data from the company.
Cane Bullet had yet to forgive young Mr. Delight, which is why he sent him that letter upon mistakenly believing he was the thief.
Yeah. Ron's at it again. Yeah. Oh, that's the one thing. Yeah. He stole company data and sold it for money. So that's why he got fired. Yeah. Ron has a hard knock life if you like to say it like that. Here's a file that we discovered in Mr. Bullard's office. Evidence that Mr. Bullard was receiving money through blackmail.
However, isn't this a bit odd? Why did the defendant pay Mr. Bullard the money, even though he wasn't actually masked to mask?
On that point, there was an unfortunate bit of chance.
No, she doesn't know. Of course she doesn't know.
Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is masked to mask.
Do you really think that story is going to hold up?
Yes, of course. That assertion is not merely my own, I'm afraid.
Jesus. Do you think she'll believe you though? Do you think she'll believe you? She adamantly believes her husband is not the real person behind the stuff. What do you mean? I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Ronnie thinks he's masked to mask. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. Well, imagine like he's trying to impersonate her. My Ronnie isn't the one who isn't the real person. You have to believe me. Well, Mr. Trite. Was he trying to act like... He was! Oh god! I gotta do the conversation. Was he trying to act like Mr. Light just now? I thought it was actually pretty convincing. Okay, I need to do that again. I need to do that again. Hold on a second. Let me go back. I have here a memo from Ron Delight's wife, Desiree Delight. Ronnie thinks he's masked to mask. Don't you feel sorry for him? Please don't think too badly of him. Oh my god! Well, Mr. Trite. Was he trying to act like Mr. Light just now? I thought he was actually pretty convincing. Oh god. Now that's just your imagination talking.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. I'm afraid imagination isn't the right word for it. This is deduction, the result of carefully applied reasoning.
Can we hear that careful reasoning for ourselves?
It is a long story, and better save for another time.
Very well. Another time.
What do you mean another time?
Those so-called long stories aren't usually that long. At least not in my experience. So you're going to try to connect Detective Abney to Mr. Bullard, right? Yeah, that's right. Hopefully it won't require surgery either. In that case, you'll have to talk about the blackmail. That's true. Was that blackmail letter really intended for Ron? No, it wasn't. Since we don't have enough information, you should press him for more testimony. Maybe I'll be able to shake some contradictions loose that way. Okay. And who in the world is going to prove that? I will. Huh? After doing a thorough background check of Detective Abney and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight. Kane Bullard decided to investigate Master Mask and simply mistook who he was.
Mistook.
That's right, mistook, from the Old Norse mistaka, meaning to take an error.
That wasn't what I meant. Oh no, what else did you add to your playlist? I'm so scared. Like, can you like Psycho, you need to take a rest. My guy, come on.
Just who did the victim mistake Master be?
Why, the answer is obvious. Run the light, of course.
Boy, I'd like to wipe that smug look off this guy's face. Why would the victim mistake the defendant for Masked Mask?
Don't you already know that? Savari, take a look at this newspaper.
Oh, that's the famous Memnon.
Maybe I might give it a chance. Who knows? Interesting choices, though. You mean this blackmail letter right here? Okay. And the handwriting is without a doubt the victim's. There's no mistake. We have an official report to prove it.
But I don't see an address on the letter anywhere.
And address C. This letter was. Oh Lord! If you count them, I'm gonna be like surprised. Oh Jesus Christ. Let's see here. Okay, so we know. Gameplay decided to investigate. Oh Lord Jesus Christ in heaven, you are a brave soul indeed. How you keep adding new songs, I can't believe it. Wow. Props to you, mama. That's amazing. I mean, me too, but I'm not that in love with music where I have over 100 songs on a playlist, 800 songs on a playlist. If Mr. Bullinger wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron DeLay. We know it was meant to be for him, but nope. Okay, we know that he's lying. That it was sent to Rondalite by mistake. I'm trying to think though. What is... Wow. That is a lot of songs. I can't even name like at least 20 of anything I can listen to. Can I turn? There you go. It says I am a defense attorney. Let me see the newspaper clipping. The thing is, though, we know for sure that he's lying, but I can't prove what that is yet. Well, I know what. Okay, I know he's lying because in the we know that it was actually meant for him. Mr. Kui was. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Rondelight. But we need to prove that it was meant for him, because we know it's him who meant to get it, but how did it get to Ron? It was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Light for his betrayal. Mr. Bullard's mistake is quite excusable. Truly believes he's masked to mask. That is why Mr. Light saw it fit to kill King Bullard. Truly a tragedy. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored it. Let me think of the guy. Oh, this is tough. This is a tough one. Again. But we know that he's lying. It was Mr. Bullard who wrote the blackmail and said it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullard who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Ooh. Okay, if I don't get this within the next 5 minutes or so, I may have to end the stream because my brain hurts a lot. And I have a lot of things to do. Oh boy. Okay, so we know for sure that he is the one who's behind it all. We know that's for sure because let's see here. We know for sure because the blackmail letter specifically states a red. Okay, I think my keyboard's bugging. Give me a second. Okay, but the thing is, we know for sure that he is the person and behind it all. There goes the battery. Perfect. Okay, back to what I was saying though. We know for sure that he's the one who's pulling the strings. We know that this is his doing for sure. Okay. Okay. So now that we know that he is the one doing all of it, it's kind of hard to tell though. These batteries dead too. Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me a second. Yeah, sorry. Like, I'm having battery issues with the, like, our rechargeable batteries haven't been charging well lately, so that's a problem. I need to get figured out soon. But yeah, we know for sure that he's the one who was behind all of the issues, and we know he's for sure the one pulling the strings. There we go. Back to it. Okay, so how do we prove that he is the one doing all this? Oh, the thing is for me, like, I got 2 drag gigs coming up, so I need to finish making my pieces. So if I don't get this done, if I don't finish, figure out what's wrong in the next 10-15 minutes, I gotta stop and the stream, because I gotta get back to my projects that I need to do. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay, you know what? Let's screw it. Since they wanted to talk about this blackmail letter, let's try presenting it here. Let's see if it works. It does work. Oh God. Well, okay, I was like, well, since they love talking about this freaking blackmail letter so much, let's try it out. See if it works. Turns out it does. Oh God.
Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's alright.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Rhonda Light, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction!
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that. Gets off. You're one to talk. At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists. Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed. Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Show me what you're made of, you son of a bitch. Show us the contradicting evidence and the content of the blackmail letter.
Okay, so... Oh, I know it is. Where's the newspaper clipping? It says... Let's see. Because in the newspaper clipping, in the newspaper clipping, yeah, there's no ring on Atmy's thing. I mean, no. Take a good look at this newspaper clipping. It contains a picture of the Tear of Emanon, the stolen jewel.
Well, what about it?
The problem is this jewel's color. Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself. According to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Red? Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Emanon that Masked Mask stole at all. And your point is, Mr. Trite? And your point is, Mr. Trite. So you are trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else. That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That is what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Oh my God, what's with this right stuff? Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick? Yes. This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. Uh-huh. Naturally, it was you, Detective Atme.
Do you have some sort of basis for that claim?
You have been personally involved in every single mask-to-mask case, and in the last case, you recovered what was stolen and received a jewel. Oh, what happened? What happened to your phone? As your reward. A jewel. Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring. Ah. Let me see. Am I having a... No, I think it's gonna... Sorry, I was just taking a look at my end. I thought that was probably me. The red diamond ring. Yeah. Exactly. Because if you look at the if you look at the thing, it mentioned right here. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day instead. So who has the red diamond? Because when in the newspaper clipping, notice how this jewel is blue. So what were they talking about? Also, I would like it too, but I'm not one for much for decoration, like any jewelry, so I can't say for sure. Oh, okay. That is the diamond referred to in the letter, which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you. Ah!
Order in the court. Order, I say.
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trey.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me. Are you for real?
Yes, I am.
For real?
Nick, come on, stand up to him.
No, you little girl. Quiet. You're just a woman.
Imagine like he went to go like full sexist. I can't.
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world.
Yes, it certainly does.
Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atmy's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep secret. So just what was that identity? Atmy killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. I can't tell you, honestly, because everything seems to be fine on my end. Let me just be sure. Yeah, like, I think it may be something you have that's been that's happening with either your phone or maybe like a connection issue for you. I can't tell you what it could possibly be, honestly. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick.
The identity that Luke Atmy wanted so desperately to keep. What secret was his identity as? A blackmailer. That's what he was. Luke Atmy was a blackmailer. Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying? You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atmy. Are you saying that Atmy was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
You have to admit that does sound a little odd.
It's not odd. It's the only thing that makes any sense. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atmy. But Ron DeLite was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. So, did you start... I was about to say, hey now, this is what dreams are made of. I got somewhere where I belong. Somebody to love.
I wanted to do that, but I was like, I gotta keep going.
So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Amenon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans for some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans. In which case that would mean Ron DeLite was actually Mask the Mask.
That's what we are claiming. Someone else came up with the plans and had Mr. DeLite steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atmy.
Shh! Silence! Now I see. It's all becoming clear.
What is? Oh no, he does. He really has short-term memory loss.
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, but the tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you? My God, this guy really is okay. As much as this guy is annoying and everything, my God, you gotta admit he is really good at what he does. He's really good at deduction.
You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Rhonda Light. In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask.
Well, yes.
Rhonda Light started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
Good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
Stop drinking your freaking coffee. In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Rhonda Light was Mask the Mask? It was the newspaper. We know this because we know that. Okay, we know that it's this newspaper because Ron admitted that he stashed away the thing when he was talking to us. So we know for sure this is it. I think I see it.
See what?
That you're a freaking fool. When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of mischief, trying to be the center of attention.
Well, what do you mean?
This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Rhonda Light in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds fair. That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask the Mask. What the? Wasn't he supposed to be Mask the Mask? Not only that, it looks like he wasn't even an ace detective.
I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer.
What a fraud! Trying to pass himself off as an ace detective.
Why you? How dare you expose me like that?
Huh?
Why I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective. And also Mask the Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why you? How dare you even dare to me? Can you propose to do this? What is that? You're the big mouth of yours to your proposal. I say nothing you can compare to my genius. You're also jealous, so go just quit with it. Come on, it's enough to make one laugh.
It would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Atme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Oh, shut up, you. The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
What do you mean? We already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge. Get out of your seat, old man.
Oh, okay, here you go, take a seat.
Oh?
You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite. What are you? It's true that... Sorry. It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't Lordly Taylor the night of the murder. That's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bull. But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. Therefore, if he can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered. No way!
Order in the court. Well, Mr. Wright,
This is it. This is the final round. I've got to prove that Atme was at Bullard's office on that night. But can you really prove that? That's long enough, Mr. Trey. I want to hear your answer. That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security, and the defense... Oh, jeez. Can we prove it? Oh, Jesus Christ. We can't. We don't have any evidence. I can't prove it.
just as I thought.
But if we hear more of Detective Atme's testimony... Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. What do you mean? I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean. What? Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder. I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial and face his guilty verdict as mask to mask. No!
Well now, sir lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective, as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is... Don't give up now, Nick. We still have tomorrow. We can look for more evidence. By then, it'll be too late. Yeah, you think, but no, we keep going. Huh? Why? Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law. Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, and it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Atme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as mask to mask, which means...
He will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned.
No way!
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Atme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer.
What? Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today, and as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections? Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. That voice. No way! Mia! Long time no see, Phoenix. Mia? This is the true power of the Karine channeling technique. I know that it's really... Yep, she's back, per se. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me. But right now, she's my mentor, Mia Fey. So yeah, that's the thing. One power that the Karine channeling technique has is that they can channel spirits. and actually the spirits can embody the spirits, but if you're not careful, the spirit can like take over your body, and you may you can actually like lose your memory what to get done. Yes. Now, let's do this. But there's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine. Not yet. The testimony's not over yet. What do you mean? Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement that the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all. I am the ace detective as well as Master Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Ron the Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, then we shall prove their importance via cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that alright with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Cadeau?
Nothing.
Oh, Sir Lawyer, it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods would do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Ah!
I don't believe that. Let me do it again. It's like, let's hear it.
Ah!
It's true that the witness made some remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Cadeau, what are you?
Very well then. Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declare the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony. Give us all you got, you little bitch.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance. Yes, Chief. Let's do it.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lord Taylor. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job request.
Exactly.
I had known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron the Light. And thanks to the key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his Master Mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. In the blackmail letter, the victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Savari! Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks do not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course!
But how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me. I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Atmey's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
Hang on a sec. Just one chance? It seems that the party's about to begin. Well, Phoenix, there isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony. So it would seem. What do you mean? So it would seem. Tell me all you know, Mia. I'm barely holding on here. I don't know what I'm doing. She's like, then why are you a lawyer? Like, you know what? I'll take over your body next. Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it. Cup number 17, the last cup. It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial. He was counting this entire time? I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony, and I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Which means all I can do is find a contradictory remark and press it. Remember, you only get one chance.
Very well, then, Mr. Wright. Please begin your final cross-examination.
Okay. We can only press once. We have to be careful.
Indeed, it is true that I was not a Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see if identified important book.
Okay, so those two are not. Yeah, exactly. So I had readied. A brilliant deduction was informing that the coup was around the light. And thanks to the key card and wallet, it was absolutely clear that he was there. So that was also Okay, let's go to all the way to the beginning. Take a look at that. Okay. Okay, I have to leave. Sorry. Whew. Oh. There.
What?
Hold up. I think this is it. But here's the thing. He said Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to mask outfit, which like left no prints. How could he have known that if he wasn't there at the murder scene? How could he have known? And he wasn't here. He wasn't here for the trial when Ron Delight said that. How could he know? We gotta press it. Mr. Ramy, about this last remark.
Objection.
You still don't get it, do you, Tripe? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot. Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's actually also the same thing. Like that was his reasoning for pressing the button. What? Mr. Ramy, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Ramy? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to mask outfit. Is that correct? Okay. Oh, imagine he's like trying to impersonate his voice. Let's review your statement.
Mr. Delight was wearing his mask to mask outfit.
Is that correct?
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
Huh? I'm sorry. Whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty. When exactly did we learn that fact? Ron Delight was. When exactly did we learn that fact? That Ron Delight was dressed as mask to mask when he went to the scene of the crime.
That was
It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up to now.
That's right. The defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial. Do you understand now, Detective Atme? There is no way that you should have known about that. You were in the next courtroom, being tried as mask to mask. So then, enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information? Well, come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand. Oh my god, yep. And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit. There was one and only one way for Detective Atme to have found that out. Only one. One way, you say? Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. It looked like Mr. Atme. For a second, my client witnessed the real killer. But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker. So there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme. It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head. Just what are you implying? Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight. I'm gonna get you. That's right. Impossible. Detective Atme, you saw a mask-to-mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed Kane Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing. Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
What an awfully complicated incident. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight, who was in turn blackmailing me, and I was blackmailing the defendant.
You admit to that, Your Honor?
And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame Ron Delight. And he then claimed to be guilty as mask to mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. To use the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi.
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me?
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man. Besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why wouldn't he be?
About the verdict?
I know, you never committed any murder.
That's right. I'm so glad you understand that, but I really am mask to mask!
Huh?
So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it.
I've been careless. Careless? What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then, Master Mask is really innocent. It would seem so. For now. Imagine you like looked in like, it would seem so. For now. Hand me that outfit, Mr. Wright. Hand me that costume, Phoenix. For now.
Now then, this court finds the defendant not guilty.
Woohoo! We got it!
Yeah.
Boy, this really is really lucky. Waiter, this isn't good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Master Mask after all.
Yeah. I miss her too. You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call on me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything I say. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Kurine Channeling Tech School? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Yep, Desi. Of course. Well then, see you around. Mia.
Mr. Wright? I don't know what to say.
Congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much. No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all this has happened.
Come on, just be happy already.
Aya. Oh, whoops.
You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Master Mask to boot.
Yep, she's gone. For now.
But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh? What do you mean?
Stealing security information from KP Security, becoming Master Mask. I did it all for one reason. For her.
You mean your wife, Desiree?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but once I got fired from KP Security, I lost all the money I had. She wouldn't have had any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
So that's why you became Master Mask.
Yes, but it's all over now. A broken bowl can never be put back together!
That's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
But really? Can we go back to the way things were?
You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first. Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there is always a way to put it back together. Is it the frickin'... Yep, it is. He's not saying they broke up. He's just saying like Desiree won't love him anymore now that he's a criminal, you know? Because she says she hates criminals. So that's why he's afraid that she's going to leave him for that.
The Sacred Urn? Desi was the one who found this.
Desiree, your wife. She's always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
Ah, there you are.
Miss Delight, you did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. But, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KP Security. I never imagined that you were really Master Mask either.
Miss Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you?
Come
on, it's obvious, isn't it? I'm dumping his ass. How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. Oh shit! So fast that there's no way he could ever get away. I was gonna joke like, plus I have my bike. I can just catch his ass before he gets away. But didn't you say that you hated criminals? Hmm? Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective. I see. Yep. My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them like a man. I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement. Desi. Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Nicky boy. Yes? I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us. Okay, oh well, take care of yourself. Look, like, now that she knows it, I'm pretty sure they'll run like a underground crime ring. I know for sure they will together. They'll stay rich forever. Oh, well, take care of yourself. You too, Nicky boy. So, do you want to meet me downstairs? I can feel my face going red.
Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations!
Talk about bad timing.
Mr. Nick, how could you? With another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya!
No, you got it wrong.
I'll never forgive you! Never!
So just as the case came so close, so too did my consciousness. Imagine like Pearl comes in and so she sees him, all of a sudden goes red, horns start coming out.
How dare you do that to another man's wife, Phoenix? You stupid man!
So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness. Oh, who knows where he went after this trial. Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Oh, I forgot about this picture! Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. I love this photo of them. I probably went to problem was, no, he wouldn't go to Starbucks. He would say they would burn his coffee. Okay. Yeah, we have the next episode, but that's gonna be one for another day because Lord Jesus Christ in heaven, I'm so tired and I need to do other things. So, okay, nope.
Clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me. I swear it wasn't me.
The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table when they drank from that coffee cup.
No, you're wrong. I know what I saw. I saw. Wait, no. Is that the right one? I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer. Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? Mr. Right!
This court finds the defendant guilty. This court is adjourned.
And I'm gonna leave you with that cliffhanger right there. Yeah, but this is honestly one of the things that like, it's one of those things that like, man, this is gonna be that kind of thing. Yeah, that was a fun trial though. I totally forgot about that, and my brain hurts trying to go through all those things. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we got Winston Payne back again, but he was there earlier before. Oh, of course, you're welcome. It's always fun to have stream for you guys. Okay, so because of my projects that came up recently, next week's streams we're just gonna I'm gonna take a quick break for my streams next week because I gotta get this stuff done. And then I should be back by Tuesday. Tuesday for sure. I should be back for that one. Not next Tuesday, next Tuesday. So you'll see that I currently have it on like what is it? A vacation stream. Aw, thank you, Psycho. Thank you so much. So yeah. So next week all streams are gonna be pretty much canceled or just everything. I need to get my projects done, so we won't. So there's not gonna be any streams next week. I should be back on the next Tuesday. You already see on the schedule tab that that the streams are going to be not going to happen. So you'll see me post on my Instagram, and I'm going to go back up. And so until the next time, guys, thank you so much for coming in today. Thank you, Psychota. It's always great having you in here, and I love having you in here as well. And so follow me on all my socials to be sure when I'm going to go live, especially Instagram. I always say my Instagram because it's where I'm always going to say I'm going to go. And then I'm going to get my Twitter and everything set up too, because I'm going to have like a preliminary schedule up there for after next week. I should have a preliminary schedule almost every single week on my Twitter, so you'll see that there too. And yeah, until then, guys, I'll see you in 2 weeks, and when I see you then, we'll get back into this game. Bye.